wow, 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 wow. Walking, talking, honking, baby. Got to hear ya. Talking, feeling. Got to see ya. I'm flying high, fly high. When I fly high, fly high. Just like a bird at dawn, they fly me. I'm like the wind that's wild and free, baby, try me. 'Cause when I fly high, fly high. When I fly high, no blues, oh yeah. All blue, yeah. Sing the blues, blues, sing the blues, walking, talking, feeling high, high. Don't you feel it? Yeah, yeah. Do it, let the world go round. Oh, fly me, fly me, hey, fly me. Do it, yeah. Wow, blues, oh, fly me, oh, fly. Got to fly high, fly high. When I fly high, fly high. When I fly high, fly high. When I fly. When I fly, I fly high, When I fly, fly high, Get it. When I fly, fly high, When I fly.
There she goes, the girl of my dream. Her bottom will sway like a top from a tree. She looks so good to me, yeah. Walk along with the flower in her hair. I wave to her, but she don't care. Oh, what am I gonna do, yeah. She looks so good, yeah. She's a girl of a million dreams. She's a girl of a million dreams. Stroll along Jamaica and the beach. Her coconuts look good to me. Is this a dream or can she really be? Yeah. Her dark brown skin and a waist so thin. I look at her with a great big grin and say, hey!
プレイステーション。
What's up, guys? Yes, sir. How y'all doing today? Thanks for joining me. Yes, sir. Why does it keep clapping? Okay, that was weird. Welcome to my weekly podcast. My name is Marquise. This is the Keyse Review Live, baby. Thanks for joining me. I know I'm a little late today. Had something come up, so couldn't finish my episode till later, so I had to delay it so I can finish it. But we're here. Thank you for joining. For those of you that are watching, my name is Marquise. This is the Keyse Review Live. If you guys are watching for the first time, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button right there at the bottom. Hit the bell notification, let you know whenever I go live, upload video and such. If you're also watching video, please go ahead and hit the live button, the like button. Helps me support me on YouTube. We've been gaining users. We're trying to get to that 100 user mark, man. We've been stuck in the 80s, man. Trying to get to the 100 users, 100 subscribers and all that good stuff. So anyway, welcome. Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you guys are being safe. Just want to, usually I don't diverge mostly on my personal life, but I took my second vaccine, guys. So I got the second shot. Yes, so I urge you guys, go ahead and get the shot, man. I took the Pfizer. I have no ill effects. The worst I got was sleepy and I was sore. My arm was a little sore. Not that sore, just a little bit. And I know everybody's body is going to react differently. I did take a couple of days off my day job to make sure that I was going to be okay and not going to feel anything bad or anything like that, because don't want to be working and pass out. So I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling energized. Let's just see how long it lasts, because I really didn't eat nothing yet this morning, dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. So hopefully we'll be good, man. But thanks for joining the podcast, and we're going to get started on a few things. So we'll have a few subjects today. Of course, this is kind of like a short preview of where we're going to begin this month, because we got 2 gaming event, guys, this month. Let's give a hand clap for the gaming events. We have E3, the Electronic Gaming Expo. So that's going to be coming out this month. That starts on 10th. and as well as Jeff Keyse's Summer of Games Fest. That also starts on the 10th. So both events starts this week, guys. Let's give a hand clap for that. So we're going to quickly talk about everything, a little bit about games. Some stuff at the beginning may not seem, well, the Microsoft thing might not seem like games, but of course, Microsoft's the biggest gaming PC OS that's out there in the market, so that's why we're going to talk about it a little bit. We're also going to go over AMD sold off FSR, how significant that is if you own a gaming console or a PC. We're going to go a little bit over how Intel teases their new Xe HPG chip, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Nintendo. The big subject that's going to be circling around them for this week, Microsoft, what they're going to be talking about a little bit, and then Sony and some of the stuff we're expecting for them, okay? So hopefully you guys are ready. Are you guys ready to get on with the podcast? Yeah! Let's go. Okay! I think I'm lacking a little bit. Jeez. Let's do that one more time then. Okay! All right, guys, let's get to going. We'll go ahead and single out the screen right here, and let's make sure we are seeing the PowerPoint screen, which is that one right there. Okay, so let's go. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about here is going to be my good old company, Microsoft. So now, Microsoft has came out on their website and said that they're going to be showcasing a new event. So what this new event will entails is the brand new Microsoft Windows, which is going to be an update for what we know. I'm not sure if they're going to be changing the names, because they said about 6-7 years ago that Windows 10 is the last operating system that they're going to release. Now, what will they do with this new Sun Valley update is what it's being called. The event will be live streamed, I believe, on I didn't have it right here, but I think I got on my my ticker down at the bottom. It should be called Sun Valley, which is going to be the update. Should still be Windows 10. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, maybe they call it Windows 11, or should we just simply call it Windows? Which, in my honest opinion, I think they should just call it Windows. If Windows 10 is like the last version you're going to make, just cut off the 10 and just make it Windows, because this is going to be software as a service basically. So they can just do it as Windows, Microsoft Windows, and just be fine with that. Or just put put the year on the end of it, just to say like what you're going to come out with. I know that they said that everything in the OS has been overhauled. And I'll go ahead and we'll put up their little, this is their new background for Windows Next or update, whatever it's supposed to be. So this is their background, and I'll go ahead and blow it full screens for you guys for a little bit. So this is what's supposed to be, their logo. Now, a lot of people have said, and why did that go away? A lot of people have said that, right here, if you guys look near the bottom, that, let me click on this guy right here, that should be Windows, right? That should be Windows 11 with the thing, which I don't know. I guess that's a code word for 11, I guess, if you want to put it that way. I would say that Microsoft should just call this Windows, because it's all using the same code basically. And the one thing I will have to say, I love Windows 10. Of course, we're streaming. Most of my stuff right now on this show is streaming off of Windows 10 as my operating system. One thing I always had a bug about when you go to some menus, it's kind of like the old Windows, like back to Windows 7, Windows XP, kind of pops up like that. I don't know if that's going to still be in there. For what they're saying, everything been overall. So now, for those of you that don't know, they were supposed to come out with what's called Windows 10X or Windows Core, which is basically the operating system, which is supposed to be like ARM based, and it's not going to use any more legacy code x86. Of course, a lot of people had a problem with that, and at the end of the day, Microsoft decided that wasn't the best decision anyway. So what they typically did was take the ideas from Windows 10X and Windows Core and merge them into Windows 10. So when you have Windows 10, basically what you get is you get an operating system with all the best features in it. You get all the new graphics. Everything's supposed to be overhauled. I also have that the new typography, so the lettering and everything like that, icons, and it's got a more consistent look. So everything that I just mentioned, like whenever you hit and also I heard they're gonna have a new start menu, which is gonna be interesting. For that, it's gonna be very cool to see what they do with this Windows. How does it look? Is everything really seamless? Are we gonna finally get rid of all the legacy windows when you go into like the computer settings, the mouse settings, stuff like that? Is that all like one consistent look now? Will we still have dark mode? Will we still have light mode? Which I'll have to assume yes. And what else do we have here? Whatever. Yeah, they had a concept that they had canceled Windows 10X concepts and integrated into this update and used the concepts. They also say Satya Nadella, who is the CEO of the company, has recently put it out, and I'm not sure, did I add the text to it? No, I did not add the text. So I'll read it off to you guys. He said, I have been self-hosting it over the past several months, and I'm incredibly excited over the next generation of Windows. Our promise to you is this. We will create more opportunities for every Windows developer today and welcome every creator, me, who is looking for the most innovative, new, open platform to build, distribute, and monetize applications. We look forward to sharing more details soon. So that's the top boss. Then the chief product officer, one of my favorite people online, Panos Panay, he said, I haven't talked about the next generation of Windows and what's coming next, but what I can tell you, I am so pumped. I'm getting pumped by hearing them say that because it should be, I believe, Jesus, let me look it up. I think they're going to showcase it. Actually, I should have put it in my calendar because typically I always put this stuff in my calendar. Let me see today. Let's check out. I want to say it's June 24th. Yep, June 24th. Let me pull that up. Go down. Yep, June 24th. So that's 8 a.m. On Thursday, June 24th, Pacific time. By the way, I always do stuff, of course, on Pacific time because I'm West Coast. We'll be seeing that pretty soon. So hopefully we'll see what Microsoft will have with this new version of Windows. I'm excited because I, love more open source stuff. I got a custom built computer. I'm already planning my next build because I'm doing so much stuff now, guys. Like, I really need a more powerful computer. And even with this rebuild I did this week that I was kind of forced to do because everything died on me, basically. The next chips I get is gonna be probably the next generation chips. Heterogeneous processing, where you might have the big little chips in there. Is there going to be DDR5, PCIe 5, all those things, which is probably going to require that update, whatever it may be. So I can't wait to see what Microsoft does, and we'll see what it is on the future. And of course, when they announce it, and hey, let me see. If I don't have nothing to do, maybe I'll stream it. Maybe. If they don't block me. That is. I know Apple block people, so if we don't do Apple stuff live no more. So we'll see. I'm going to ask around, see if we can do the stuff on live, and we'll go from there. So good job, Microsoft. Cannot wait to see what they do. Cannot wait. Okay. So to go on from Microsoft to go on to company, small little company. Their name is the Advanced Machine Devices, also known as AMD. So they just unleashed some news this week. And to go on with our gaming theme today, they have shared details of their highly anticipated, let me pronounce this because it's kind of long. So their Fidelity FX Super Resolution, also known as FSR. So what FSR is basically is their answer to DLSS from the NVIDIA, because you know NVIDIA has DLSS 2, and that's their super sampling learning. So basically, what this is to kind of accelerate the graphics engine of these video games and everything like that. So you don't strain the graphics processor as much, especially now we get into 4K gaming, 60 hertz, 120 hertz, things like that. And you know, as you can see in the video, actually, I'll go ahead and blow it up right now. Even though I have the audio muted because I'm just using this as a B-roll. But what DLSS and Fidelity FS Super Resolution, or FS, I'm just going to say FSR. What these technologies do is basically use a shorter or less resolution. So high definition, which is 720 or 1080p or 1440p, and typically upscale it to the point where you do not notice there's a graphical difference. And in some cases, there's actually a greater visual representation of that of the visuals than it is if it was native 4K in a lot of cases. So, hey mom, how you doing? So, typically, what this does is a few things. It makes everything where you don't have to increase file sizes, right? It also makes it to where you can get a better performance. And why is this doing this? I gotta find out why it likes to do that. So it will also help advance the frame rate. So if you see actually in this clip that it shows right here, as you can see, the frame rate. So you see native 4K. Is basically running at about 50 frames per second, while the one with the boost is going to be about 79 frames per second. So that's more frames. A lot of people love frames, and I can tell you playing Returnal at 60 frames per second is fun and very, very, very useful, because the more frames you have, basically, which is pictures, you know, frames per second hertz, there how many pictures that the display can render in about a second. So the more of those, the more fluid the game will feel. And I can tell you this, again, playing Returnal, you need every ounce of that. That is a button masher for sure, you know. And also, we're looking at going to SSDs, and even though SSD prices have been going cheaper, it's still at a premium. So we would need a smaller file size in order to play our games like the way we want. And that's where FSR comes in. Another cool thing about FSR, and they kind of threw a blue to NVIDIA, and I hate when I'm not in frame. There we go. Another blow to NVIDIA on this one is that it's open source, which means that you can use this same technology without any type of machine learning directly on the GPU. Oh! Like, dude, this was crazy news. Actually, I'm glad. Look, it just came up in the clip, so I'll go ahead and blow this up full screen too. So you see off the 1440p, you have 27 frames per second, and then on the other side with the Fidelity FS, you have 38 frames per second. And this is off a GTX 480, and it upscales it. You know, so you see that 2 times faster than native 4K performance. They got 4 different quality settings, which we'll pull up in a minute. 10 steels and over 10 GPUs or so already. That's what they're going to have with this new technology. And the cool thing is, and we'll talk a little bit about it in a minute, is that Intel also mentioned about looking at technology and using it, or 100 GPUs, I meant to say. Available June 22nd, which they say on the screen. But this is pretty cool technology, because this will definitely enable gamers to, you know, really, really get the most out of their game. They've also already said, and Microsoft already promoted it a lot, they're already saying that this technology will be available for the Xbox Series and the PlayStation 5 consoles. So it's not just limited to computer gaming, it's also going to be available on the consoles. So this is really, really good news. And me as an owner of a 4K TV, and a lot of people now getting 4K TVs every day, this is great, great news right here. Because when you're gaming, you know, of course, graphics not everything. You gotta have the gameplay, but to get that visuals usually popping is what usually gets you initially, right? To have this technology to make it easy on developers where they don't have to use super big files all the time, or they can use, not have to use stupid technology like checkerboarding to try to, get this technology to look good. This is a huge benefit for us. Like, it really, really is. And in addition, that they're saying they're going to use their technologies also on the new Teslas pretty soon, which we'll probably go over next week because that didn't fit, of course, in the theme that I have for this episode. But this is huge, huge news, and to have open source app basically where you can use this on any graphic card, basically older GTX card, a newer NVIDIA card, or a newer Intel card, not just AMD software. And in addition, where they say, hey, you don't need no dedicated hardware like machine learning to be on the card for this technology to work. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get about 50-60% of better performance. You're going to get that 2 times performance, that's going to be like crazy stuff, right? So I'll put it up right here, as you see, and we'll blow this up. You'll see it right here. With Godfar, which is the game that it was demoing, they put actually 4 different modes on it. I know you guys see 5, but the first one's just native, right? And I didn't mean to mark that ultra color. That's supposed to be native. But the first one, just kind of disregard that one. Anyway, that's native. But starting with ultra quality, you get 78 frames per second. With quality, you get about 100 frames per second. Balance, 124 frames per second, and performance, 150 frames per second. So they allow gamers to be able to choose what mode do you want. Do you want something more balanced? Do you want something more performance? Or do you want quality? So of course, quality, you're going to get less frames, and then performance, you're going to get more frames. But how do you want your visuals? To me, I will probably choose quality or balance. I'll probably stay about that, or who knows, maybe quality. I want to see how this runs off the PS5 console, since I got a PS5. I want to see what this technology do. Does it really, really enable it to look better, possibly, with more frames? Because if you can consistently push past 60 frames for gaming systems, like, this would be an amazing thing. Like, it really, really is. So we'll definitely see what more that AMD will have for us with the technology. It's launching on the 22nd. So now I don't know if that means the PS5 and the Xbox consoles either. So we have to wait for that. But it will be at least releasing on PC, and who knows, they might have to get some more code, have to work with the Zio, Sony, Microsoft to optimize it for their systems and everything like that. But I'm really, really interested into this technology with AMD. So great job, AMD. We are waiting for this. And this is something I've been waiting for a while. So we'll see, especially with all the new stuff. Will it work good with some of the engines like the Unreal Engine, stuff like that, how taxing is it on the system? Will it actually reduce the amount of resources you need to use? So we'll definitely be seeing some of that stuff. So again, great stuff, AMD. Coming up on top of the game, saying NVIDIA ain't gonna be top no more. Well, it's gonna be hard to beat NVIDIA right now, but we'll see. We'll see what they do, guys. So out of NVIDIA and on to one of my favorite companies, Intel. So we all know Intel has been planning a few things now. They're coming out with their new chips, which is, their new Tiger Lake is just second to none basically right now. And you're also looking at their new XE chip, which we're about to talk about right now. So their biggest thing with the XE is to improve graphical performance, right? So it's already out on their Tiger Lake platform right now for mobile. They have kind of this little developer card that you can plug in your PC, a light graphics card. This thing is going to be amazing. Wajid Kaduri, who's the head basically of development for visuals and graphics of Intel, he basically had this to say about it. So he posted this on Twitter. So he says, and let me read from my tablet here. He says, XE HPG, which is GG2, real candy, Very productive time at the False Alarm Lab a couple of weeks ago. From the jelly journeys to the batteries move, said Roger Chandler, which means that they, went from it from where it's barely working to, being great. So then they said lots of game and driver optimization work ahead for the GFX Lisa software team. They are very excited and a little scared. Smiley face. So basically, what Roger's saying is that the chipset's pretty much ready. They are done basically with the development of this chip. They are ready, or they're going ahead with the optimization and implementation of the software of this chip. So again, we already have DG1 working, right? It's already on Tiger Lake. Even like people like Linus Tech Tips is like really, really like loving these chips, I'm very excited for this, guys. I'm very, very excited for this. I have a Radeon 570 right now in my rig. It's cool. I don't like how the drivers, I've been having issues with the drivers, and whenever my monitors goes off, it shifts my icon, which I hate because I got two monitors. I love my icons being in certain places. I like my my windows opening up in certain places and stuff like that. I don't know what Intel's really going to bring to the table. And who we got? Hey, what's up, Tristan? How you doing today? Thanks for joining the stream. But what do Intel really, really have with this? I'm hearing this thing going to compete against a 370 and a 3080 from NVIDIA. And if it manages to do that with their first generation product, I'm on board. Like, we will definitely have to see if Intel really, really going to change and really, really going to put their money where their mouth is with this chip. I am waiting to see what they do with XPG. And more so for me, because I don't really game on my PC anymore. I even lightly play with it. I used to play on PC a little bit more when I was younger, but not so much as I'm older. I'd rather play the PlayStation. I mean, to me, I understand a lot of people love gaming on PC, but I don't feel like the experience the same with the mouse and keyboard. And yeah, you can buy a pad for it, but even still, it's not the same. Everybody rather play on a smaller screen. I like the full experience when I'm playing a game. I like full surround sound. I don't even like to be on headphones. I got full surround sound that's piping from the PS5. You know what I'm saying? What more can Intel do to grab some of the market share? I think it's amazing because we only really had two choices, AMD or NVIDIA. So now we got Intel that's a third player, which Intel has always developed graphics cards. Not discrete, but integrated graphics cards. Let's not get it wrong. But it sucked. It really did suck. You would never, ever play games off that. And me, honestly, I've never even looked at an integrated chip. I've always got the more expensive processors because of all the stuff that I do. And, of course, you have to get a discrete GPU, and it's good because it's another processor handling the load for your vector computations and stuff like that. And your CPU would deal with all the scalar, I'm real interested, especially when they're talking about the GPU. If you do have like one of those APUs with the graphic card and the CPUs together, and you get a discrete graphics card, how they can communicate with each other and be able to add on horsepower or add on extra features, or maybe the APU would deal with more of the rendering stuff or the transcoding and stuff like that, while your GPUs get frees up for everything else. This is stuff that's really, really good stuff that Intel's going to be releasing. And to get a company, because there's only really one, NVIDIA's going to be doing this soon since they bought ARM, but as far as right now, there's only one other company that can do something like that, and that's AMD. So to get Intel, where they're going to be making chips for both your CPU and GPU, and also Intel's got a big hold on networking. Intel's also got a big hold on spatial processing, which is going to be like your DSPs and FPGAs and stuff like that, right? You know, that's going to be some cool stuff to release, right? Here's some of the specs that I have right here, and I'll go ahead and blow this up for you guys. These are some of the SKUs that we have. So you see, of course, I'm going to be interested in these piece right here, which is going to be that 512 execution units right there, 16 gigabyte. Because, again, especially when you're content creating like I am, doing videos, you know, live streaming and so forth, you need just pure horsepower, guys. You really, really do need pure horsepower. And to be able to do that, you need the hardware, you know, and the hardware has to have great software implementation. So now somebody says mobile only, and no, I put rumored in there, so don't think this is like a sure thing. I did put the word rumor inside of it, but these is what the news I got. So you got about 5 cards. So you got the one with the 512 EUs, and that one can run up to 1.8 gigahertz per second. Got a 12 gigabyte frame buffer running off GDDR6, which is no slouch at all. And then you have the second one, which is the second most powerful one, 384 EUs, running at about 600 to 1.8 as well, 12 gigabytes. Then you got the smaller one. So this one's going to be your flagship. I think it's 256 EUs. So this is going to be for your mainstream right here. It's going to run about 1.4 gigahertz, 8 gigabytes. And then you have the other two, the ones for like probably your budget PCs, which is 196 EUs and 128 EUs, both running about 4 gigabytes of GDDR6 on a 64-bit bandwidth bus. This is going to be some cool stuff. I'm really, as a content creator, I'm really am looking forward to this and seeing what they can do. So, hey, that's Intel, you know, good stuff with Intel, man. I mean, yeah. Come on, Intel, show it soon, man. I want to see this stuff soon. But that's what Intel got for us, man, and I can't wait. I really can't wait to see what they do with this thing. So let me mute my phone because people texting me. People is texting, and I want to make. Oops, I don't want to do that. Turn it on vibrate for me. So that's Intel. Now let's go to the next company, and this is one I don't talk about much. A little bit I've talked about, but this is one that I don't talk about on the channel much. So let's go ahead and pull this company up, and drum roll, Nintendo, baby. Let's go. So, Nintendo, what are we expecting from this company right here? So, we have a couple of things from Nintendo. Well, really one main thing. What about the Nintendo Switch Pro? So we know the Nintendo Switch Pro has been selling pretty good. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they sold over 60 million units thus far. They're rumored, and I don't even think this is so much as rumor, guys, as much as it's going to happen. They're going to be releasing their new iteration of the Switch called the Switch Pro. So you know they got the regular Switch, which you can put on the docking station, play on the TV, take off the controls, put it on this little thing, the dock of the controllers, and play that way. Or you can go portable with it, walk out there with the world, as you can see in the B-roll right here. So you have that. That's the regular Switch. And then you have this the Switch Lite, which is just a portable rig. My grandmother has one, actually, and it's just portable. It's one solid unit. You cannot take off the controllers. You cannot plug it into a dock to play on the TV. So we're most likely going to have a third in the lineup, the Switch Pro. We have some rumors for this. Now, can you make this system still a portable system? So far, we're hearing from the rumors that I'm getting, this is still going to be a portable system. will it be unveiled at E3? Will it get unveiled? I say yes. I'm hearing that they will drop it this week, maybe even slightly before E3. Excuse me. Maybe even before E3. Which E3 is on a Thursday, I want to say. Yeah, the 10th. It's going to start off Thursday, as well as Summer Game Fest is also going to start on Thursday. From what I hear, it's going to be a slightly bigger unit. You're going to get a 7-inch Samsung 720p OLED display right there on the unit. So right there, they're talking about OLED. So that's going to give you a great visual picture. It's going to give you really, really good black levels and such. It's also going to have a dock mode, which is said to have 4K output when it's docked. So when it's inside of a dock, which would mean it will still be a portable system like the regular Switch, like you see right here. It will be able to have the functionality where you put it on the dock. It will upscale it, maybe, or maybe, who knows, natively. We don't know. Or maybe they use like DLSS2. You know, they'll use one of those technologies where it will go 4K output through the HDMI cable to your TV. It's also going to contain, from what we hear, an NVIDIA Tegra Xavier SoC. SoC system on chip, the APUs, graphic processing, CPU, most likely the RAM's probably going to be in there. It's going to be a system on the chip. Also hearing it's going to have a 64 gigabyte SSD. So for those of you guys that don't like to fiddle with memory cards a lot, which for a portable system, it'll be nice to still have that SD slot. But to have a 64 gigabyte SSD will help out a lot directly on board. Also faster, than your SD cards, your micro SD cards, right? The price, though, Nintendo fans not going to like. If this is true, the system will be priced around $400. So now I'm laughing because that would be put in the price of anything from PlayStation or Xbox. You have the same price right there, right? Here's one thing people have to understand, especially with technology. And we know money be tight, right? But everybody wants these game companies, or any company in the world as a tech company, they want to keep on advancing, keep on moving the wheel. But sometimes that comes at an expense of how much these parts going to cost. And most of these game companies right now, guys, are losing money off these new systems. Like I think they said the PS5 costs over like $600 to manufacture. They're selling their top SKU for $500. That means that every PlayStation that's being sold right now, they're essentially losing $100 to just sell a PlayStation. Now, of course, they're going to make it back. Sony's going to make a profit by next year. They'll start being in the black with it, and of course, they get the money from the games, game licensing, and the accessories. So you get the money back on that too. But still, that's a huge chunk per system, especially considering they sold almost 10 million units thus far. That's a lot of money to lose, and I can imagine how many billions of dollars they're losing just from that. But again, they'll make it back, so it's not a big deal. This is nothing new they haven't been doing for the past 3 or 4 generations. Nintendo being at a $400 price point, if that's true, that's going to be big news. Or even being $350, that would be big news, because I think one of the biggest reason why a lot of parents get the Nintendo system, even a lot of people in general, it's cheaper. A lot of people, especially if they're not buying them for themselves, a lot of people may not justify $400 for somebody else, but I can tell you this, putting OLED on there, OLED is not going to be cheap at all to implement. Even a little 7-inch screen. Guys, I remember when Sony came out with that, it was like a 10-inch OLED. That thing was priced about $3,000, and that screen was like that big. OLED, even though it's got a lot cheaper lately, It's still not cheap, guys. It's still one of the more expensive technologies out there. Great picture too, and that probably will help out a lot with being in direct sunlight and stuff like that too. Or God forbid it'll be too much in the sun because that can mess it up too. But that will help with lighting situations a lot, most likely. Having an OLED screen, and of course they're gonna team back up with NVIDIA for a Tegra processor. The 4K output got me interesting because having a 4K output is gonna be pretty cool. Let me see if somebody calling me. Let me just tell them I'll call them back. But yeah, having a 4K output on a Nintendo will put it up with the big guys, right? A lot of people still haven't been going up to 4K yet, but 4K is our next medium, guys. More TVs now are probably coming out 4K than it is 1080p now. We're there, so it makes complete sense that the next Nintendo Switch will be in 4K. Now, as far as the games, I don't have much info on any games, but let's just assume the usual. We're gonna get Zelda. We're gonna get a Mario. Gonna get a Mario Kart, right? So we got those games. I'm not sure what else you will be able to do. Well, Nintendo actually have some new APs. I know they're starting to get into like some more rated M games on there. Maybe Resident Evil come to mind, stuff like that. Some shooters, Call of Duty, stuff like that. But what else are we going to get from Nintendo? I would like to see something extremely fresh and a little bit edgy from Nintendo, because I'm not gonna lie, it's hard for me to pay attention to anything to Nintendo. I used to play a lot of Nintendo when I was a kid, but as I'm growing up, I think that's one of the things that kind of made my purchasing, or it wasn't my purchasing decision, it was my grandmother. Shout out to Miss Jeanette Henderson buying my first PlayStation, by the way, for my birthday. I will never forget that. I think that was one of the biggest reasons, is that the Sony system had more games that they announced that attracted me. That more games where I can have, if I want to play my kiddie games, I can still play my kiddie games as well as my super mature games. I can have the best of both worlds, and my sports games. So I would really love to see Nintendo take a chance. I would really love to see Nintendo make something more edgier, and especially if you're going to do HD. I mean, yeah, we can say we're going to pop Super Mario in 4K, but you don't get it from that. You got to get it from games like 2K, you're going to get a games Madden. You're going to get it from games like, hopefully Call of Duty, stuff like that. I would really like to see Nintendo start getting. I'm not saying change the whole formula. Just give me a little something more. Just a little something more. So, oh yeah, that's the specs right there. So you guys can see some of the specs. That's what they're rumoring to have. So again, bigger unit, Samsung 7N 720p OLED display. They will have 4K output in dock mode. NVIDIA Tegra Xavier SoC. With the processor, 64 gig SSD, and the price about $400, which that's a good deal. $400, guys, for a computer that's going to have a lot of stuff that you can do with it, that you're going to be enjoying for years and years and years. That's not a bad price at all, Let me drink some water. I think that's a really good deal, honestly. Any console, I think that's $400 is a great deal, if you ask me. It's some change, but I mean, we want the experience, right? So if you want the experience, you gotta pay the money. Like they say, you gotta pay the boss. Gotta pay the cost to be the boss. So that's what we're looking at from Nintendo. We'll see what they come out with. A few days away, guys. Let's see. Let's go. Now, from Nintendo to Xbox. Now, we all know that eyes above any other company is going to be on Microsoft this week, guys. Just for the simple fact of this game that I'm showcasing right here, Halo. Guys, last year, and to me, Halo didn't look horrible. Okay, I'm gonna be realistic because I even said it in my stream. I think I was watching with David, and that stream was all glitchy for some reason. But I think I said it in my stream. It didn't look that bad, but it did not look next gen. Now, here's the thing that I think we gotta realize too. Microsoft most likely is pushing this onto Game Pass, which they already announced. This is going to be a Game Pass game. You only have to pay your regular subscription for it, right? So, here's the thing, and this is one of the reasons why people might say, Marquise, why don't you like Game Pass? It's a great value. You get all these games, Marquise. You should go get an Xbox because of this game. First off, I think Game Pass is going to come to PlayStation sooner or later. I got to get I don't know, why don't I have a laughing sound on my thingamajig? I got to put that on there. But why don't I get an Xbox because of Game Pass? Just for the simple fact of what Halo sold last year, guys. Subscription games usually doesn't get the revenue of bigger games. Now, of course, this is going to be Microsoft's first party. This is their baby. Halo is their Mario. They're going to put the most amount of money. With this game, I heard have almost $1 billion budget. This is the game that's going to make or break them, right? Like literally, like this is going to be that game. But I always feel that it lacks quality. We could talk about quantity all you want. Which, by the way, PlayStation Now has more than Game Pass. Just want to throw that out there. You want to make sure that you are buying a product that you're going to be thoroughly happy with. And that doesn't mean that everything's going to be roses and peaches, right? You want to make sure that this game that you're going to be buying these $500 systems on is going to really, really benefit you in some kind of way. I feel that Halo, this is my thing with Microsoft. You have to get something more than Halo. At least Nintendo, right? At least with Nintendo, you do have Zelda. You can go to Zelda, right? They have Zelda and Mario. I feel that they need something more than Halo. Now, you can throw Gears of War right there, but I don't know if Gears of War has been the game that has been as popular as they have been when they first released. I don't think that Halo can carry the Xbox by itself. Because, yeah, you can get all these games for cheap, right? You can go, $10, $20 a month, right? Where, first of all, you cannot compare anything that Microsoft puts out compared to like a Sony. You just can't. I mean, Sony was smart buying up the top studios. And buying up the top studios is the reason. Make no mistake about it, guys. And I don't care who says what about me. The studios is the reason why the PlayStation is so successful over by anybody else. They have absolutely the best development studios working for them. And they go out and hustle third parties to make games for them first, or at least do a timed exclusive, And Microsoft doesn't have as much as Sony have. Even though Microsoft has more first party studios under their belt than Sony does. Gotta need something else, guys. Gotta need something more than Halo. We'll see. Because, they're going to be showing some of the gameplay and stuff like that. But and we're going to mention it right now because we do have another game that I'm kind of interested in, which I'm hearing is going to be an exclusive to Microsoft Xbox Series systems. Um, you know, when is the release date? How's development? We see some pictures, but that's pictures. We need to see the game in motion, running off of Xbox Series X, right? We need to see that. Game as a service. Is there microtransactions? Do I have to pay $1? Do I have to pay $5 for certain stuff? Do I have to pay $3 to unlock certain areas? Stuff like that. How much did they revamp it? Guys, if they barely tweaked it a little bit, that's going to be a disaster. That's going to be a disaster. You might as well put the coffin on anything Xbox at that point. They must, and I mean they must, have Halo succeed in order to sell Xbox Series X's. And here's the thing. You don't even need that. You can play it on an Xbox One. You can play it on PC, right? So I'm not sure if it's going to be crossplay. We can crossplay between all three systems. But you absolutely need Halo to take off. They need to sell Halo this week. They need Halo to succeed this week. They need Halo to look sexy this week. And hopefully they need the gameplay to be awesome this week. They need Halo to succeed. Without Halo succeeding, we don't care about Game Pass, guys, at all. There's no such thing. You need Halo to take off. Since they're putting all their marbles basically in the bag with Halo at this point. Because they say, we got other exclusives, but we're not looking to after early as 2023. That means that Sony's got all this time to start taking advantage. You got Nintendo all this time to take advantage, right? Got to have Halo succeed. Must. Cool? So, we'll see what will be up with Halo, guys. So, now, for something else, and this is a game I'm kind of interested in. I pulled the trailer. I looked at the trailer last night, and I'm going to add this to the show. Starfield. So Starfield is a game that's being made by Bethesda Studios. Let's see. Okay. By Bethesda Studios, right? Their new acquisition of the new studios they just bought. This game got some hype to it, and I've been hearing this game keep on pop up. So I got a video that I'm gonna play for you guys, and we'll play this on full screen. This one might not release on any other system for Xbox, and I will not blame them for it. Let's go ahead and roll it. Cool. Now, I don't know anything what this game is about, except for there's going to be sci-fi and set in space. But I've been hearing a lot of talk about this. It's going to be one of their killer apps from Microsoft. Now, Bethesda, at the beginning of this acquisition for Microsoft, has said that we will still make games for all the other systems we want to make for, right? I don't know if that's going to be true for a lot of games according to Microsoft, and especially true for this game. I'm hearing this game is going to be a Microsoft Series Xbox, well, let's just say Game Pass. Let's put a Game Pass. Game Pass exclusive. Okay? Let's just say it that way, right? We don't know what they're planning to do with this. This is supposed to be unveiled and showcased this week. Microsoft is going to have at an event, an Xbox event with Bethesda. I believe it's going to be on Thursday. Okay, with this game, what is it going to be? Is it going to be a Game Pass? Is it just going to be on the Microsoft Series? Is it going to be on PlayStation? It's going to be on Nintendo, Switch. What is this game going to really be on? We don't know. And this is why it kind of sucks, because I'm trying to do a preview for games, and I haven't pulled much from the games. A lot of companies being silent. Sony's being definitely silent, which we'll get to Sony in a little bit. But they have been super, super quiet on what they're going to do. We are hoping that this is going to be a killer game for Microsoft. As far-fetched as that might sound for me. But I would 130% agree with Microsoft making this an Xbox Series exclusive. I don't even think they should put this on Game Pass. I'm going to be realistic. Put this on exclusively for the Microsoft Series X and S. That's it. Like, make it exclusive. Make it for a reason for people to buy your systems. Now, knowing Microsoft, this is unrealistic. They're not focused so much on the Xbox Series consoles. They focus more on Game Pass. But wouldn't it be nice to have that one game to say, I got to go out and buy a Microsoft Series X for? That would be amazing, right? So, we'll see. We'll be looking. And we're going to have a lot to talk about next week over stuff like this. So, that's Microsoft, guys. So, we'll see what they come out with, man. Oops, no one. Actually, I got to use that more. So, now, last but certainly not least, we go over to the standard known as Sony. Guys, there's been a lot of Sony news coming out, man. So, we know about a lot of stuff. Sony has been releasing stuff like a gaming, they released a position that they're looking for a studio acquisition studio, right? So, they've been doing that. We're thinking that they're going to buy a Housemarque. There are rumors saying that they're going to buy a Housemarque right now, which is the creator of Returnal, which I love, love, love. I finally had some time since I took a couple days off COVID to play some more. I finally beat the second boss, guys. Like, that is not an easy game, guys. Returnal is hard as all get up. It's not easy whatsoever to play that game. There's no difficulty levels and really no saves. I finally beat the second boss, so I think I got like 4 more. I want to say it's 6 from what I'm hearing. So I got like 4 more to go. And the next level is bananas, but there's like this new grappling capabilities I got, which is awesome because there's a lot of places that like how to get to it that I can now get to. So, but anyway, talking about, you know, acquisitions, they bought this game. So you guys see there's what's the character name? Astrobot. So you see Astrobot right there, right? Sony has officially bought Team Asobi to PlayStation Studios. So, there's already rumors that there's going to be some big Astrobot games in the foreseeable future. So, you know, we had, I don't think Team Asobi had made it. I think it was Japan Studios. When Team Asobi was a part of Japan Studios, and then, you know, Sony, beginning of this year, sit down Japan Studios. This is one of the studios that got spun off. Was Team Asobi. And they made Astro's Playroom, which is installed on every PS5 that you buy, right? Which is a great game to showcase the capabilities of the DualSense. And I really did love kind of their homage to the PlayStation systems and the PlayStation culture as they showcase everything, you know, once you beat a level or you meet the secret area and you get a PS3 or you get an old DualSense or the 6-axis controller or you get the PlayStation Eye. Remember that? Like, it was really a good game, surprisingly, to be a free game packed into the PlayStation. And it gave you your first feels, I can't even say a glimpse because you have to feel it, your first feels of this amazing controller right here, the DualSense controller. I mean, First, the haptic feedbacks. When you're actually feeling like you playing and you're walking on grass or walking on metal. I don't know how they did it, but for the most part, they succeeded. You know, on Returnal, where you feel like the raindrops falling on your suit and it's going across the controller, like that is just crazy. Like I know there's a teardown video. I have to watch it of the controller somewhere. I have to watch it to see where they put the haptic motors at. But man, is it crazy, man. And then the adaptive triggers. Oh, the adaptive triggers, man. I mean, I can't wait for Ratchet Clank. I'm loving it Returnal. Where Returnal, you're basically using L2 as two buttons almost. Half pull, regular shot, full pull, special shot. Just feel the tension of the gun on the trigger is amazing. There's a few people I've heard that said the reliability is not that great on it, but I've really hadn't had no problems. A little bit of stick drift from Call of Duty, but I think that's just Call of Duty. I haven't had no problems on Returnal, or I've been playing the old Ratchet and Clank that I just finished up, that I downloaded and played. Mortal Kombat, downloaded and played. I haven't had no other issues from the controller outside of Call of Duty. Except it does feel like it's a little bit more, when my hands shred up, it's a little bit more wet. It's supposed to be grippy from the back, but I don't know. For me, it feels like it's a little bit more wet, and who knows? I'm not sure. Just a couple times when I'm playing along. We're hearing new VR game. We're hearing a multiplayer game. There's some stuff that's going to be coming about with Astrobots, man, and to have this game. And people talk about Sony is getting rid or not paying attention to Japan studios or the Japanese culture of making games. This is the epitome for Sony for Japanese games right here. Astrobots was a hit among viewers and content creators online. So, and I mean, the implementation, the rain. Yeah, I forgot about that part. Dude, feeling the rain on the controllers, like, even blowing through the speaker, something stupid like that, blowing through the microphone that's on the controller, I mean. And the speakers improved on it. Guys, this stuff is amazing stuff right here. This really, really is amazing stuff. And I don't believe I'm saying this. I'm ready for a new Astrobot game. Like, dude, like this Astrobot's Playroom was so fun to play. And I also played the VR thingy too, so I played some of that. It is so fun to play, man. Just a nice sit down. You don't want to be playing for hours. You maybe have 30 minutes to play something. This is a great game for that. So I cannot wait to see what they do with Astrobots in the future. Congratulations to Team Asobi. You're going to have that Sony money now. You got all that big money, to spend, millions and millions of dollars to spend to make this game. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. So good job. And of course, PowerPoint freezes up on me. And my CPU wasn't even 100%. It was like a 50. I was just watching it, and all of a sudden it just want to close down on me. So let me fix this real quick. Office remote still active. Open that back up, please. And then let me pull that up, and let's go back. Like, I'm almost done with the stream. We can't freeze up any other time. So, now. Of course, I gotta change this to the right screen. Should be that one. So, next game up, which we're going to actually get released this week. Final Fantasy 7 Remake Integrate. And did I put this a video or B-roll? I think I put a video. Yeah, so let's watch this video right here, guys. Let's go.
Cloud! Quickly! Barrett!
Give me a break!
Jesse! Barrett!
Where you been?
Tifa! Help me!
Come pushing past the red line! Now it's my turn! Got your lethal force right here!
Really, PowerPoint? Really? Hold on, guys. What the heck is going on? Yes, open that game. I'm doing fine, and then all of a sudden it wants to act up on me. So let's go open that back up. We'll go. Let's go here. Let me open that back to that so I can see. Man, I swear, like, PowerPoint have a mind of its own. My system's not even like hitting hard. It's like 70%, 60-70%. Serious accent right off. Oh, talking about the game. Yeah, let me see. As long as we can play the serious action. Maybe because Sony's just too hot to handle. And maybe that's why it's freezing up. Okay, let's try this again.
Cloud! Quickly! Barrett!
Give me a break!
Jesse! Barrett!
Where you been?
Tifo! Help me!
Come on, let's push it past the red line! Now it's my turn! Got your lethal force right here!
A touching reunion.
Well, guys, your girl finally made it to Midgar. My name is Yuffie, materia hunter and elite special forces operative for the new Wutai government. We'll prove to our common enemy that Wutai is not to be trifled with. Members of Avalanche, we got this.
I'm back.
Ah, there you are. Someone's been expecting you.
What took you?
Sorry about that. Anyway, it's nice to meet you. I'm Sonon Kusakabe.
Where's Cloud? We lost him.
You what?
He will be okay though, right?
Well, of course he will.
They're the ones who blew up the reactors.
Cool. Should we say hi?
No, better not. After what they've done, you gotta assume Shinra's on their tail.
Look, a Moogle! Stop!
We gotta help.
No freaking way!
Boss!
Get wrecked!
You guys should probably get moving.
Got it.
Whatever it is they're planning, you're better off out of it.
They deserve what's coming to them.
Yeah, they do, but I'm not your sister.
There you are.
Who are these jerks?
No clue. It just appeared.
Now, let the hunt begin!
Yes, sir, baby. That is Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate. That is coming out in about, what, 3 days? 4 days? 4 more days. So we actually going to get that the day that E3 and Summer Game Fest relaunch. What do I say relaunch? Launches or starts, kicks off, whatever. I love Final Fantasy. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get this game yet because we're on the heels of Ratchet and Clank coming out pretty soon too, and my time is limited than it ever been. Like I said, I better start playing Returnal this week again, and of course I'm playing Call of Duty with my buddies and my brother. Shout out to Kevin Rodriguez and Deontay Wyatt, me and my game buddies for Call of Duty. Yeah, man, this is gonna be a fun game. I've played the older Final Fantasy 7, which I believe was on the PS2, I believe it is. So it's an old game. Was it? I think it was the PS2. I want to say it was the PS2. Let me just look at that. I might be wrong. It might be the PS1 actually. Final Fantasy 7. What system did it originally release on? It released 1997, so that had to be PS1. Yeah, so PlayStation 1 even. So I played it on the PS1. That's how old this game is. So the PlayStation 1 came out in 95. This game came out in 97. So 97, 2007, 2017. So this game is basically about 25 years old. And they just remade it for the PlayStation, which is awesome because this is a great game. One of my favorite Final Fantasies, I would have to say, is Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy XI Online, which was awesome too. But as far as the single player, Final Fantasy X has got to be one of my favorite, as well as this one. This was a great game, and they added a lot of stuff. They added new characters and stuff like that. So be looking out for this game. They should be talking more about it at E3 or Summer Game Fest this week. Man, we can go from there, man. So yes, Square Enix. Now, let's talk a little bit about this great game that's about to come out. Horizon 2 Forbidden West. This game got all the feels, in my personal opinion. If you guys had joined me last week, I believe that, yeah, I played it last week, for the trailer of it, right? And playing that long 20-minute trailer that actually played right here directly on the channel. This game is gonna be amazing. Like, really. It's funny too because this is another game that's rumored to be at not E3, because remember Sony's not E3, but this most likely going to be a Summer Game Fest, and we're hearing a rumor Sony's going to have their own event at the end of this month with just PlayStation games. Oh! So they saying that 20-minute trailer might not be the only trailer that we see. We're going to see even another gameplay trailer, which will debut at Summer Game Fest, or if Sony has their event, their own personal event. That's going to be awesome. This game is amazing. Going to be amazing. I mean, we've seen all the new technologies and stuff like that on it, right? Just visual, some of the new moves that Aloy can do. Aloy looks a lot more natural. You know, a lot of people was complaining that she looked kind of like fatter or something like that. Well, you have to realize they're in this post-apocalyptic world where, you know, they have to fend for themselves and stuff like that. And she's been battling these robots and battling other tribes and stuff like that. The games, you know, the characters don't just stay the same unless they're like immortal, quote unquote. You have to be able to tell a story where the character, you can see changes over the time. You know, maybe their attitude changes, you know, certain things. And then the thing that everybody complained about, oh, well, they made it for the PS4. Why isn't the PS5 exclusive? I'm going to tell you one plain and simple reason why it's not. And I got two more games after this to talk about quickly. Why it's not an exclusive to just the PS5. Money. We have about 10 million PS5s out in the world right now, right? Most of them playing. Some of them scalpers, but that's another story. Most of them playing. But 10 million PlayStation 5s out, right? But we have almost 120 million PlayStation 4s out there. So think about it. PS5, 10 million. PS4, 100, almost 120 million. You know what I'm saying? Sony, business-wise, will be stupid not to release one of their best games on both systems. Now, they saying that it's going to reduce the quality of, what it could have been if they just made it for one system. And, okay, in some instances, I might agree with you, right? But remember, this is not a Microsoft studio. This is a PlayStation studio. PlayStation 5 is going to take precedence above anything else as far as quality. And if you guys seen the gameplay last week, and I've only briefly seen it, I didn't see the whole thing on 4K, but guys, look at it at 4K. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's what I got to say about that. I got to still watch the whole thing. I've just been so busy, I haven't been able to catch the whole thing. I was watching that at night and I fell asleep on the TV. So, watching this thing in 4K, guys, you have no idea. I don't see where people's complaining about that this game's not going to look great. Again, Sony put millions, if not billions, into the developers, man. This ain't going to be no one-trick pony, man. You're going to get a good experience on the PS4. But you're going to get an excellent experience with the PS5, guys. This game is going to be amazing. And we haven't even got to what the DualSense can do yet. They're keeping that as a surprise, I think. We do not yet have a release date to it. Rumors saying that they might slip this to 2022 as well, which, me personally, I don't have a problem with it. It will kind of leave no real great exclusives at the end. Even though, Sony kind of gave us a few of them already, Astrobots, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Dark Souls, Returnal, and then we're about to get Ratchet and Clank this coming up week. It will just leave kind of the winter a little bit empty, unless Sony got something else planned, which is what we're hearing. Dude, if they delay the game, that's going to leave for a great next year. Because then next year, we're looking at Gran Turismo, God of War, and Horizon, if they don't release it by this year, which I think Horizon's going to release this year. I think they're going to do November, December timeline. I really, really do feel like it. If they delay it, then there's a reason they need to delay it, because they found something or something's not really ready, or they have to optimize something in order to make sure it runs great for the systems, right? Because we know all y'all gonna be complaining when something ain't right. Oh, I just paid $70 for this game. Lord forbid that something ain't right on it. Like nobody bought like a $50,000, $60,000 vehicle and something wasn't right on it, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I cannot wait to see what this game does. This game looks so good. And this footage, because this footage 1080p does not do it justice, guys. If you have time, go watch the 20-minute trailer in 4K. Well, that's if you have a 4K TV too, but watching it in 4K. Well, no, even if you got 1080p, it looks better if you play the 4K stream off of even 1080. It does look crisper, I do admit that. But if you got a 4K TV or a 4K monitor, watch it on that. Or even a phone, watch it on your phone, guys. But yeah, Horizon Forbidden West, man. Let's go. Let's go, baby. So, last but not least, talking about PS4 and PS5 cross-generation systems. These two games has been in the news a lot. This is the upcoming God of War Ragnarok and Gran Turismo 7. These games has been in the news a whole lot, just for the simple fact that they're saying that, well, Sony is making these cross-generation too. So, oops, did I make a trailer for this live? I might as well watch it, right?
The time draws near. Prepare yourself.
gotta mute myself. So, these games, and hopefully I'll put the other one as a mute too, because I didn't intend for that. Yeah, cool. I didn't intend for that to go. But sometimes when I hit when I'm doing the my editing, if I hit the video as automatic, which I do most of them, unmutes it. So I probably just forgot to mute it again. But anyway, it's nice to see the trailer. It was quick. So that game, that and Gran Turismo, Herman Host, who's the head, basically the head honcho of PlayStation Studios, has got on and said, hey, you know, if people want to play these games on PS4, we're most likely let it be. We're investigating the God of War and the Gran Turismo 7 as, you know, possible to put on PlayStation 4. And if people want to play that, we'll try to make it happen for them. Everybody is getting up in arms over this. For some reason, it's giving me a headache. And I even try not to read it, but then, of course, you get tagged and the news coming in. It's like I have to talk about it a little bit. So, with our new Gran Turismo 7, as I reported a couple of months ago, got delayed till next year, 2022. God of War just recently announced, as of last week, it's been delayed to 2022. No surprises there, which I'm happy that it got delayed, because, I mean, Jesus Christ, Sony was trying to do all of this in 1 year. That's too many games in 1 year. When you're talking about spending 40, 60, 80, 100 hours and do these video games now. There's no reason, again, why anybody should be mad that this is going to be cross-generation. From what I'm hearing, if these games does become a PS4 game, it's going to be more of a last-minute decision. It could be that they just made the decision. It has not, and I want to make this clear, guys, it has not been announced, and then there go power. It's like not even 100%. Jesus. And I've reset my computer this morning. But anyway, it has not, and I mentioned, it has not that either game has been confirmed to be on the PS4 yet. Is it? They could be right now, right? They could be developing for the PS4 right now. We don't know. But it has not been officially announced by Sony. Herman Host just said we're investigating it right now. Because obviously they can go ahead and optimize the game and scale it down to become, you know, a PlayStation 4 game, right? But they're intending these games to be PS5's exclusive, as far as we know still right now. But everybody just took that one little sentence and think that these games are instantly made for the PS4. And my take on it is, who cares? If it's on the PS4, who cares? Sony has to make money, guys. These games are already $70 as it is. So why not make it available to a lot more people? So you have a theoretical field of 130,000 people that's able to buy these video games, right? And if they want to buy it on the PS4, give it to them. The PS4 is one of the most successful video game systems of our time. So why not make it accessible to PS4 gamers, you know? Especially when they're struggling with yields on the PS5 right now. Everybody can't buy a PS5. Now, if people can buy the PS5, that would be a different story, right? But everybody can't buy a PS5 right now. You know what I'm saying? And they still having trouble making it and stuff like that. But it's not even that they're having trouble making them. They released almost 10 million, which is a record, by the way. They're having trouble making even more because the demand is just that high. I think last month they said that compared to the Xbox Series consoles, which is the Xbox Series X and S, there's only been about 60, 70,000 sold of that, but over 200,000 PlayStation 5 sold at the moment right now. Honestly, Xbox having more issues with their production line than the PS5. But because PlayStation is the more popular of the two, you're going to get more people complaining about not getting the PS5, right? So, Sony knowing this, if they was to delay these games because of that for the PS4, then so be it. Because at the end of the day, the company needs to make money, right? Just like all of us, we go to work, we make money. If there's overtime, a lot of us consider overtime because we need more money, right? So if Sony needs more money or think, oh, we need more people to play these games, you know, or get access to these games while they're waiting for a PS5, then so be it. There's nothing wrong with playing your PS4. I was still playing my PS4 before I got a PS5. That PS5 wasn't easy to get. It took a lot of work to actually get the PS5 compared to any other places where I basically just walked in or pre-ordered and got it. Like, you know, the pandemic, man, you know, everybody all of a sudden want to buy a PS5, you know? So, we have to understand that. And to me, is it going to hit performance? No, this is not going to be a Halo incident at all. So everybody needs to just calm down off of, oh, they're making these games for PS4. Because if they are, who cares? And I went directly to Sony's page and see if it said PS4 yet. Neither one of these games said they're available for or going to be made for PS4. It still says only PS5 on it. But if they do, then who cares, man? These are two of the best games in the world. Everybody's going to want to play it. It looks like it's going to freeze again, is it? Jesus, why is it freezing? That is weird. All of a sudden, it just want to freeze up. That's super weird. Why my B-roll wants to just freeze up right now. Probably because I'm doing another ranting. So, okay, let me do that. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure why that's all of a sudden acting up. And it could be some codecs. I've been downloading a couple of new codecs lately, and codecs kind of like code that runs on the videos and stuff. So for the most part, it's been smooth. And then when you're downloading, it gives you like a whole bunch of options of which ones to download. So videos to download, MP3s or such. So I've always tried to download the ones that has like more megabytes, because for the simple fact they usually have the codecs on it. But for some reason, this Gran Turismo video is acting way up right now. Oops, next video. We done too early. Go back to my B-roll. If it keeps on acting up, I'll just put a static screen on. If it acts up again. Cool. Play. Cool. But where was I at? Oh yeah. There's no reason why anybody should be mad, because think about PC game guys. Everybody ain't got a 3080 Ti RTX in their system, you know. Like, people are struggling to get that stuff. So if you got a 270, you know, you can still play on a 270, right? It's the same with gaming systems now, especially the way that the code is. The code pretty much adopted C+. Everybody's pretty much doing C++ code at this part. There's no problem with it, guys. There's none. There's no reason to complain. And if, you know, I think half these people ain't even got a PS5 yet, like, that's complaining. Because I asked a couple of people if they got a PS5, they're like, no, not yet. So why are you complaining about it? Because if you're going to get it for the PS5, just wait for the PS5 version. And if you have a PS5 version, you shouldn't care anyways, just buy the PS5 version, which is going to be the superior version. It's just like saying, oh, I'm going to buy I'm going to buy a Camaro with a 4-cylinder LT1 engine versus the LS6, you know, V8 engine. Like, you got a Camaro, fine. If somebody can, you know, afford or don't have the more powerful one, then hey, it is what it is. But everybody's able to still get one. That's the most important part, you know. So I feel no reason why people should be mad at. Yeah, there I go again. I'll just put on a I don't know why this. It just start acting bad with the Sony stuff. It's just like, why? Why with the Sony stuff? So let's go. We're just gonna go. I'm gonna put this screen up for now, because that's gonna be our next subject anyway. Let me go here and change it. PowerPoint being a little stupid with me right now. So anyway, let me put that back on the controller so I can control it. Okay. But yeah, it's like, it makes no sense to me why people's complaining about it, you know? So anyway, oh, one more point. Good thing I looked at my thing. One more point I want to make as far as Gran Turismo is concerned, and the reason why we're going to talk a little bit about this. What if Sony had Prolifically Digital delay it, if they talk to the director, because they're going to make it VR, guys? How about that? Oh! How about that? What if they make Gran Turismo VR? Note, Gran Turismo Sport has a VR mode in it, and it's amazing. Like, it really does change the whole game when you play in VR. I've, you know, got Gran Turismo Sport. I haven't played it. I need to play it one day. I've just been busy doing business stuff. But it just makes everything that much more different, man. Like, Jesus. Like, it looks amazing. And with this new VR headset that they're rumored to have, dude, they make Gran Turismo VR, which I think they will. I have a hunch. So remember, if they have Gran Turismo 7 in VR, you heard it here first on the Keyse review. I guarantee you this: nobody's talking about Gran Turismo 7 being on VR. Guarantee you. I feel like that's gonna be worth the wait. I don't mind development studios delaying games to make it better, you know. And if they make it for VR or even PS4, guys, it's a win for everybody. Cool. So that's what I got for, you know, God of War and Gran Turismo. Now, for our last topic of the day, why I have these controllers right here, is the PlayStation VR 2. Now, we're hearing that Sony's going to have an event at the end of this year. I'm thinking about it the other day, right? So I'm hearing these rumors Sony's going to have another event where they're supposed to be at Game Fest, maybe do another state of play. But what if it's time for them that they're ready to show off the new headset? I think it's time. Think about it. This controller being unveiled about 2 months ago, I want to say, and typically about 2, 3, 4 months later, how Sony likes to do, they show off the control and then they show off the system, right? They show off, you know, same thing with the PS4. They showed off the controller first and saw the system. PS5, same formula. They showed off the controller first and then showed off the system. So, what if they're doing the same thing with the VR? They're going to show the controller, which we already got seen, is right here. I'll go ahead and blow it up so you guys can get a nice look at it, which I hope they make it two-tone. I hope they, you know, because I just like the two-tone setup. But, you know, here's the controllers. What if they're going to unveil the VR headset this coming up month, guys? That will be amazing. Like, really, really be amazing. So, I'm going to say this is highly probable, just for the simple fact that it fits around the time frame. And they're probably going to announce that this product going to come out next year in 2022. But it will be amazing to show, you know, they show the games, they're going to show off your horizons. You know, I'm hearing we're going to get a trailer still for Ragnarok, God of War Ragnarok still. Imagine they show that stuff out, and then at the very end, Jim Ryan comes out and be like, here is the new PlayStation VR. Bro. I'm going to put my chips on very likely. I think they're going to announce it, especially if there's this rumor event. And the event might get slipped, but we're hearing from insiders or people that knows what, you know, knows or in the circles that talks to the people that works on this product, that, you know, they having an event this year. They're going to have a special event, a Sony-only event. Now, why the heck, when Sony's going to be at the Summer Game Fest, still have another event this month to show off some more games? That doesn't make any sense. Game Fest usually lasts from now to the end of the month, right? So that's about 3 weeks that we're going to get Game Fest, right? But then they're going to release another event, showing more games where you can easily do that at Game Fest. That makes no sense unless you're going to show some dedicated gameplay or God of War, like a 20-minute trailer, or if you're going to show off the VR. And you're going to have Gran Turismo as one of the games on the VR, guys. Oh my God. That will be mind trippy. Like, dude, the VR is pretty good. I love the VR. I haven't played it in a while, but I do like the VR. But, you know, there's a couple of soft points for it. Using the Move controllers sucked. I mean, I played the, I haven't got the full game, but I'm trying to play the demo of Iron Man. It was clunky when you fly in the air. Or, you know, if you're trying to pair it to the, sometimes the camera, and the camera's kind of iffy and stuff like that. It's kind of weird. But since they're going to redo it to where the cameras are inside and going to have facial tracking and everything like that, and eye tracking, that's going to be pretty good, guys. Like, I'm highly, highly expecting this stuff to be at the end of the month. And we don't know what else Sony has, because from what I'm hearing, Sony has like an almost mafia type NDA, basically to make sure nobody leaks news. and we're hearing Sony's got a lot to show. They did say, Herman Holtz did say they had over 25 exclusives, PlayStation exclusive, half of them brand new IPs to show off. So we got a lot of stuff coming into PlayStation pipeline, you know. So I mean, this week's going to be very, very fun time for gaming. A very fun time for new gamers to come in and see what stuff's being happening. A very time for casual gamers maybe to take that next step and see what other stuff they may want to get. Or, you know, for me, the people that's hardcore gamers, just start, you know, basically just getting ready for the next step. You know, getting ready what is next to buy, you know. It's going to be some really, really cool stuff. I can tell you this, guys. Like, really, really cool stuff. So, anyway, that's pretty much my show, guys. Anybody got some questions or some answers for me? Any questions? We got a few people. We didn't have too many people comment today. Got a couple people online. Get my Q&A thingy right there. Look, even that's jury. I don't know what's going on in PowerPoint today. But, yeah, man, that's a show. Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony, man. We're going to see some of the stuff they're going to be coming out with, you know. So, anyway, go ahead and conclude. Oops, I want to. That's fine. Not too far. That's going to conclude pretty much the show for us today. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, liked it. You know, not a lot of news per se, but just a lot of rumors today, because this is the calm that's going to be before the storm. So we're going to see what game stuff's going to come out. I'm going to try to do the other stuff next week too, but I know it's going to be very, very game heavy, because there's some car news and stuff like that came out too that I want to get to. But, you know, E3 and Summer Game Fest are such big events, and we really have to do just a show just on that. So I'll see. Maybe I'll try to swing maybe 2 shows on the Sunday, maybe. Who knows? Because there's going to be a lot of information on it. But good stuff nonetheless. Waiting for a lot of game stuff to come out. It's going to get crazy, guys, the next 3 weeks. It really, really is. The next 3 weeks going to set the mood off for all of the rest of this year into next year and probably even into 2023, what these guys are working on and stuff like that. So definitely stay tuned to the Keyse review. We're going to be going over some stuff, definitely, and we'll go from there, man. You know, thank you for joining my show. Again, if you guys are first time, you know, viewers of the show, I appreciate you very much. Please go ahead and hit subscribe and the like button below. It lets you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload a video, and all those good stuff right there. Also, if everybody can do me a favor that's watching the video, please hit the like button. Hit the like button just real quick before you exit. It will help me with YouTube and get more into the callers and stuff like that. Cool? Peace, guys. So thanks again for joining me. You guys are awesome. Hand claps. So we will be back next week. The week after that, most likely we'll take a break. I believe that's Father's Day. I have to look because I haven't created the time for the new schedules yet. And thank you for, I know it's a little late today, so thank you for joining me a little bit late. I gotta get ready for some other stuff right now. But again, thank you guys for joining me. I really love you guys. I really do appreciate your support. And we'll see you soon, okay? So make sure you guys stay safe. Think about your vaccination if you guys haven't got it already. I got both of mine. I'm fully vaccinated. I can go to the Laker games even though they're not playing. Boo. But I can go to the sporting events. I can do a lot more stuff. And especially on the 15th, they talk about opening a lot of stuff in California out here. So, you know, if you don't get your vaccination, just be safe. Make sure you wear your mask, guys. You know, be safe out there regardless of the vaccination status. So, be cool, be safe, love each other. I will see you guys soon, okay? My name is Marquise. This is the Keyse Review, live. Signing off for the day, guys. Peace and love. One. I'll see you guys next week, okay? Laters. Bye-bye.
so fine. I wish she were mine. That little girl over there, one with the lovely hair. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna make her mine. If it takes me forever, it's just a matter of time. She's a soft-spoken girl, also seems kind of shy. Makes me wonder why. Shouldn't even give her a try. But then again, she can't shine. She can't shine away forever. And I'm gonna make her mine. If it takes me forever. She's so fine. Got to make her mine. Sooner or later. I hope it's not later. Got to get together. The sooner the better. Just can't wait. I just can't wait to be held in her arms. If I were a king, ask me to be my queen. I'd do anything that she has, anything just to make her my own. Well, she's so fine, she's so fine, she's so fine. Oh yeah, she's so fine, so fine, so fine, so fine. I wanna put a spell on you. Do what you do, do what I do. I wanna put a spell on you. Do what you do, do what I do. Yeah. I put a spell on you, 'cause you're mine. You better stop doing the things you do. I ain't lying. No, I ain't lying. You know I can't stand it. You messing around. You know better, mama. Oh, I put a spell on you because you're mine. Oh, yeah. 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 I wanna put a spell on you. So do what you do, I'll do what I do. I wanna put a spell on you. Do what you do, do what I do. Yeah. I wanna put a spell on you. Do what you do, do what I do. I wanna put a spell on you. Do what you do, do what I do. Yeah.
Damn.